الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر.
الله أكبر.
It started when Adam and Eve got deluded in the promise of Satan. It has been narrated in the holy books that right after they ate from the forbidden tree, their sexual organs, and of course their sexual energy, which is mother of all temptations, God appeared. You know, the amazing thing is that this greed of energy starts from the sexual organs and ends right on the head where the so-called third eye resides. The craziest thing is that such energy is exactly the same as the energy being used in magic. Would you believe it? You know, this greed of energy fluctuates so much, creating different moods and emotions. Well, in order to make it easier to understand, we can call it heart. Right after eating from the forbidden tree, which we narrated before, God took out Adam and Eve and put them on earth and said, you and your offspring would be on this planet for a limited time to get into a trial so that your righteous get discriminated from the wrongdoers and the ones who deny the existence of the trial. For this trial, just like any other trial, God made some rules and laws. God gave mind to have reasoning, to think about such laws and other things in a trial, and to follow each law with reasoning and rationale. I wonder, have you ever thought why in this world, in this life, we have an odd entity called mind, and the amazing thing is that whole this world has rules and laws in accordance to this entity. You know, the amazing thing is that the energy greed leading from the sexual organs to the third eye is a source of joy, greed, and creation on the planet. Did you know that symbol of swastika, which is banned today because of its usage by Hitler's National Socialist Germany flag, had been the symbol of this energy greed since the ancient time? This circle can be called the limit. Such energy is connected to the ether too. This circle can be called the limit line, which discriminates the ones who accept and obey the laws from the ones who deny and exceed the limit. In this way, the more a person obeys the laws, the more Muslim he is, and the more a person denies the laws, the more kafir he becomes. As easy as this. In this trial, each part of the body, from eyes to ears, to even the tongue, hands, and even the legs, have limitations, and all the things are part of the trial. For example, regarding the sexual energy and the sexual desire, God has limited such joy only to the lawful couples, namely husbands and wives. In this trial, God has made women and men attractive to one another. Even so, men get much more attracted to women, and in simple terms, women have more beauty and attractiveness in comparison to men. So women and men should do everything to not to enjoy other than husband and wife, and at the same time, not giving joy to them too. That's the reason the modest dressing has been worn by prophets and the women of God all over the history, and that's why they ask their people to cover their beauties to outsiders. You know, Satan and his offspring too got dropped from heaven. It has been narrated in the holy books that Satan promised God to deviate and delude children of Adam and Eve in their trials as far as he can. There have been some peculiar cases there in recent years, like the case of Jeffrey Epstein, in which he worked for the secret elite to do sexual rituals in a faraway island in order to gain a hidden occult power. Would you believe it? Such affair had been seen before by mysterious people like Rasputin in Russia. If you don't know Rasputin, do a small research on it. It's so crazy to know more about him. Believe me. You would confront with a scenario called redemption through sin, namely gaining power through exceeding the limitations of God. The limitation God has given to us, especially regarding the sexual affair and the sexual energy. Have you ever wondered why women and kids are being held in camps in Syria, Iraq, and even China in the name of fighting terrorism? This is the same agenda. Maybe that's why God has let the satanic cabal running this world to create such a huge unprecedented pandemic to create their new world order out of chaos. The famous scientist Jack Parsons, too, had such an affair. The famous occultist Aleister Crowley, too. Just do a small research on them. This agenda is not new to the humans. We have seen such affair being done in the past too. You can see the famous megalithic relics of such affair in the ancient India. You know, the New World Order is taking its shape through eradicating political religions and bringing up secularism and an occult, mystic one-world religion led by the same energy greed in all of us, leading to the third eye. It means that it's not God and revelation and even mind and reasoning that assert the limitation anymore. Rather, it's people's hearts and desires rooted in the energy greed, leading to the third eye. A religion which we call humanism, rooted in shamanism. The amazing thing is that rituals like Tantra and Yoga are all connected to the energy greed we spoke of, and even recently some newly made psychedelic drugs like DMT and LSD can even make the person get into the third eye world, and astonishingly have a contact with the occult beings there. Crazy, isn't it? Did you ever know that the famous Star of David, symbolized as the emblem of Judaism, and even the octagonal star symbolized as the emblem of Islam, are both rooted in shamanism and the occult third eye world? This is a great sign of the upcoming one world religion, isn't it?